You know, when you look at pictures of yourself from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, or even 40 years ago, you look at it and you go, that's not me. I'm a little embarrassed. Oh, that's not me. I know it's me, but that's not me now. The only thing that's constant in life, ever, is change. Even you change. And that is something that is so important to understanding success and survival in life, is that in order to continue to exist, in order to continue to survive and thrive and be successful at anything, you need to adapt. You need to learn to adapt and change with the times. And the older people get, you know, the 40s, 50s, 60s, they get more rigid, they get more calcified. They don't want to change. They like the good old days. They want to just stay the way they are. They like the old music, they like the old styles, they like the way everything, you know, the way people think, the technology from back then. They just don't want to change. And those people are getting more and more miserable and unhappy because things are just not going their way anymore. They don't get it. They feel out of touch because they're not adapting. They're stuck in their ways. The only way to really become successful, and I talked about this in other videos, you got to change. You got to bend and flow with the time. Now, you might not like, you know, the music and the style and the way things are. You might not like the technology. There's a lot of people in their 50s and 60s who don't even know how to work the internet. But you have to learn how to use some of this stuff in order to make it, in order to be relevant and stay with the times and be successful in anything. And this is with any relationship. It's not just with money. It's with any kind of anything. If you want to survive in life, you have to learn to bend and adapt. Look at the heroes in the movies, like James Bond, right? He goes through a million different situations, and every time he knows how to adapt to that situation. He just uses something right then and there. He just grabs whatever is available, and he knows how to use it, and he adapts and he uses it. Be the hero in your own movie. Adapt. Grab whatever's available and make it work for you. You might not like the music, you might not like the styles, you might not like the technology, you might not like anything. Then make fun of it. Become a comedian. Make fun of the stuff. There's always a way to use what you have to your advantage and to be relevant. Otherwise, you become a dinosaur and you become extinct. You have to learn to adapt to what's going on in the world around you. You could vanish, go off grid, just live in the woods. Some people do that, but how realistic is that, really, in the modern world? Most people want to live in the comfort of air conditioning, drive a car, but they have bills to pay. So you have to be able to coexist somehow in a world that, where you have to give something there and they have to give something back. More realistically for most people is learning to adapt and survive with what's happening right now. Major rule of success in life, with anything, any kind of relationship. People like to stay with what they know works, and that's good, but it doesn't last forever. What worked 100 years ago or 50 years ago doesn't necessarily work anymore nowadays. Matter of fact, technology changes so quickly. What worked 10 years ago a lot of times doesn't even work anymore nowadays. So you got to stay with the times. You got to constantly be in school, constantly learn and update your programming, update your software up here, your operating system, to keep up with the times. And you'll feel a lot more relevant anyway that way. You'll feel like you're not missing out, you're not fading into obscurity. You'll be less frustrated when you feel more capable of doing whatever comes your way. So be the James Bond, be the hero in your movie, and learn to adapt, learn to flow, fit in, and make it work. You don't have to become one of them, but you have to know how to work the system to your benefit to make it work. So keep that in mind when anything happens in life. Like I said in another video, trees that stay hard break in hurricanes. These palm trees, they sway like crazy. They adapt, they bend, they flow. That's why palm trees are so well known for surviving hurricanes. And our life is a hurricane. It's constantly got like storms happening. So if you bend and flow, then you have a better chance of surviving the hurricane of life. If you stay rigid and strong, I'm going to stay in my ways, you snap like an oak tree. Okay? Keep that in mind. You're going to be like an old, or you're going to be like, yeah. It's better to be a, okay. I hope that made sense. All right. Now go adapt.